So let's talk about audits. I'm sure when you went in-house, one of the first things you probably did was took a look at the site and said, okay, what's going on with it? So talk to me, what do you see as the value of an audit? How often should you do it? And do you think, as an in-house person, that should be done by somebody in-house or someone external?
Well, so I came in and spent the first several days fully auditing, and I came back with a list of recommendations. And I think that it's important for any SEO project to have that list of things that you want to do and to keep looking at it, because there are going to be things that you never get around to, like never, ever.
Yep.
But the more that you can keep them top of mind and come back to them, the better. I would probably do a full-on, multi-day website audit every 6 months or once a year. Just based on the amount of time that I know that I have. But I'm taking a look at our site and trying to do a top level look once a quarter at least. And now that I am in-house, at some point I am going to be contracting out some external SEO audits, because I do think it's really important to get fresh eyes on it. And I think that you can really internalize, especially in-house, the things that you know that you can't do to the website. Because technically you're unable to do it, you don't have the budget, whatever. And having somebody who doesn't know that take a look at the site can sort of cause them to pick those things out again and say, hey, don't forget, you still need to fix this somehow.
Yep, no, that's a really good point. And I often find that even when I was an in-house SEO, I used to call it corporate tinted glasses, Like you might get rose tinted glasses in life, but in the SEO space, you kind of get this corporate tinted glasses where suddenly you can justify some of those things that really you shouldn't be doing from an SEO perspective. So I found it really interesting when I would come back to a conference or have somebody look at our sites, the kind of things that you're talking about.
And I think that also, now that content is becoming more important, having an outsider look at your site is so important, because it's so easy to talk about your business in the language that you use to talk about it. And that's not necessarily the language that your customers are using, and it's not necessarily the language they're using to search.
Yep.
So having somebody come in and say, this makes no sense to me, as somebody who knows nothing about your industry, I can't understand what you're trying to sell, is good.